The way to do this meditation, the way to do this guided meditation is to get somewhere comfortable and chill out, right? I know. So, what we're going to do is hi, Leslie. I'm glad you're here. What I'm going to ask you to do and invite you to do is to sit down somewhere that's really comfortable and put your feet flat on the floor. Put your hands on your thighs or on your knees. And if you are sitting in a chair where you can comfortably relax against it without getting all scrunched, that would be great. And then what I want you to do is just breathe. Just take in a nice deep breath. You don't want to go too fast or too hard. You don't want to go too much. Just give yourself a minute to just inhale to a count of 4. Ready? Inhale. 2, 3, 4. Hold your breath. 2, 3, 4. Exhale. 2, 3, 4. Hold your breath. 2, 3, 4. Inhale again. 2, 3, 4. Hold your breath. 2, 3, 4. Exhale. 2, 3, 4. Hold your breath. 2, 3, 4. Inhale. 2, 3, 4. Hold your breath. 2, 3, 4. Exhale. 2, 3, 4. Hold your breath. 2, 3, 4. Okay, now check in with yourself. Just see how you're feeling. See if there's any tension, if your shoulders need to sort of be rolled a little bit. Use your fingers. Get into your body so that you are present and accounted for in your body. And everything that's not right here and right in front of you right now, the sound of my voice, whatever it is you're looking at, if you have something lovely to look at, that'd be great. If you can see this pretty well, I have put a crystal. You can focus on the crystal or a seashell, something, these are natural, and also a candle. So whatever it is, if you want to focus on one of these objects or you want to focus on something in your room, just give it your attention, if you will. It's not like hard concentration. Nothing about this should be difficult. Instead, we're going to try and make it as easy and relaxed as possible. And I'm going to ask you to keep your breathing nice and slow and gentle. And I want you to go ahead and actually, if it's comfortable for you, bring your shoulders up towards your ears, roll them slowly like crazy back down, and then bring them forward. And this time, bring them up, inhale, and go back. And as you bring them down, nice and exhale. Very gentle, very slow. We're doing this just so that we're in our bodies. And I want you to keep focusing on the thing in either in your room where you are, or here you can focus on the seashell, or if you can see it hopefully, or the candle, or there we go. Oh, let's see, can you see it? There we go. Aha. Or the crystal, whichever feels like it's the one that you want to focus on. And instead of doing anything else, we're just going to keep doing that gentle breathing and rolling the shoulders. Very gently, you're allowing your body to sort of relax into itself. We don't want anything to be tight or too engaged right now. This is just about gently moving your shoulders, allowing whatever tension you feel to sort of melt down off your shoulders, down your arms, into the ground below. There's nothing here that's going to be arduous or tough. This is just about getting yourself into a space where we're ready to go on this meditation. And so what I'm going to ask you to do is think about where you are right now, and for a moment, for the next few minutes, just release all of that. And in fact, when you're ready to release it all, I'm going to ask you to gently close your eyes. And when you close your eyes, you're going to hear a little bell sound. Once those eyes are closed, we're going to start the meditation, getting you into a very sort of serene and peaceful place without wondering about anything else. Just all the stuff that's inside the room, you can let go and not have it be part of your current consciousness. Everything else, as if you just took the door to whatever room you're in, and just closed it very gently. For the next few minutes, there's nothing except you and me, the sound of my voice, and the journey we're going to go on together. So here's what I want you to do. I want you to take one more inhale, and I want you to feel those eyelids getting kind of heavy, just a little bit heavier than you thought they might be. And one last inhale again, and let your eyes close all the way. As you keep breathing, as you keep gently allowing yourself to sink more into that space of you with your body and your mind and your spirit right here, nowhere else, I want you to go on a little journey with me. I want you to imagine that instead of sitting where you are transported. You're going to allow yourself to take a voyage of the imagination, and you are in a gentle, lovely green meadow, and you're on a picnic blanket. So as you inhale, I want you to imagine the picnic cloth, what colors it is, whether it's checkered or it's a blanket, a well-loved blanket that you've used for picnics forever and ever. And around you are spring flowers and a few hills. You're kind of in a valley, but there's a couple of very gentle sloping hills, and maybe there's a little babbling brook right near where you're sitting. The sun feels warm on your face, and you know that there is a beautiful, beautiful picnic arrayed before you. And one of the things that is on there is a bunch of succulent different kinds of fruit. And so I want you to, in your mind's eye, keeping your physical eyes closed, but in your mind's eye and your imagination, I want you to imagine and see with your mind's eye a plate full of ripe red strawberries. They're beautiful, they're shiny in the sun, gorgeous. You know that if you were to take a bite, they'd be super sweet. And I want you to really picture those strawberries in your mind, really get them in your mind as if you could just reach out, pick one up, and taste it. And when you have it firmly, firmly in your mind, I want you to imagine that strawberry back on its plate and put it out of your mind and let it go. And next on your picnic blanket, I want you to focus on a plate of beautiful peeled oranges. Those oranges, you know, again, they're going to be so juicy and succulent and sweet. And in fact, pick one of those oranges up, and I want you to look at it in your mind's eye. Very gently see the orange color. Notice if the skin is at all puckered. Is it one of those navel oranges that has a belly button on the end? Really get it into your mind's eye, and when you have it firmly in your mind, put it down and let it go. And then notice on another plate, there are 2 ripe bananas, beautiful yellow color, perfectly ripe, gorgeous, shining in the sun, very sweet, and that particular banana taste that you know they're going to have if you were to pick one up and bite into it. And when you have that banana firmly in your mind, I want you to put it down and let it go. And then I want you to pick up the next fruit, which is a ripe lime. And if you were going to cut into that lime and squeeze it into the water that you have there on the picnic blanket with you, it would taste very tart and still delicious. It would be refreshing and lovely. And when you have that lime, that green lime firmly in your mind, I want you to let it go. And next, I want you to look over and see a tiny bowl full of beautifully ripe blueberries. You can see the individual 4 little tongs that they have, little fork prongs that they have on the edges, but you know that if you were to pick one up, it would taste incredibly sweet and delightful, just juicy, like a little pop of flavor. And when you have those blueberries firmly in your mind, I want you to let them go. And next, and on the last plate on your picnic blanket, you have a bunch of red, juicy, seedless grapes. And they're not even red. They look almost indigo. They're very deep, almost violet color. And when you have those grapes firmly in your mind, when you see what each individual grape in the bunch looks like, when you have it firmly in place, I want you to let it go. And the very last thing that you see is a ripe plum, and it's purple, and you know once again it would be super juicy and sweet if you were to bite into it. And it's delicious looking. And when you have that firmly in your mind, I want you to let it go. And I want you to notice where you are once again, wherever your picnic is, whether it's on a hillside or in a valley or by a stream, wherever you are, I want you to really think about and honor the place inside you that can create such beauty and such joy right very gently and easily. And I want you to take that moment and acknowledge to yourself how far you've come, that you have gathered this bounty for yourself and to share perhaps with someone else. But now that you realize that you have this bounty, before you eat, you're going to want to take just a little bit of a walk, get a little bit of exercise. And so I want you to leave your picnic blanket, get up, and I want you to see that right near the picnic blanket there actually is a little stream. And I want you to realize that by the stream there is a path. And I want you to take that path and notice that as you walk the path, as you meander like the stream meanders, that you're walking towards a grove, a stand of trees. And I want you to walk towards that stand of trees, and I want you to think about that as you're walking in there, it feels safe, and you can see the sunlight dappling through the leaves as you walk into the little woods and the forest right there. And it's very easy and very gentle, and the leaves have that beautiful golden green color as you move through, and you make sure that you are again following that path along the stream. And you keep following the path along the stream until you come to a log. And that log is when you have to either go around or scramble over. And you do it easily. It doesn't take any time at all. You just very gently get over the log and you keep going. And you realize that that obstacle was something that you got over, and you were able to just deal with it and move on. And as you move on, you keep going deeper and deeper into this little stand of trees until you realize that the stream has become a little pond. And right by the pond is a big, beautiful flat rock that was just made for sitting. And so you walk over the rock and you sit and you see that the sun is casting little golden, not shadows, but light, I guess, little bits of light in the water in the pond. And the pond itself is so still that it's absolutely clear. And as you sit and you look at the pond and you see the sunlight dappling the pond with color and light, you realize that each one of the little dapples of color is a gift, a piece of information or a piece of joy or a piece of mind, I guess I would say. And that each one of those has an infinite set of possibilities that is information for you, the things that you want to know, the things that you need to know. They're all there. All you have to do is look. So as you prepare to look into the pond, whatever you have been thinking about before has to, because you're going to take in something new, it all is going to fall away and flow away, and it's not going to be any kind of an issue for you anymore, because now you're just in a place of peace and a place of quiet, a place of solitude, and yet a place of kinship with everything around you. And as you sit by the little pond, you realize that you hear music, and that music feels so peaceful. It feels gentle, it feels healing, and it feels like it's taking every bit of stress that you've had right away from you. It is no longer anything that is going to impact you. It's just music that you hear, and it might be someone singing, it might be a gentle drumming in the background, or it might be a flute, and it's just playing a very gentle melody, just like this. And that music gives you a sense of joy and a sense of peace, and whatever cares you've had, you realize you have just a bit more strength and a bit more wisdom to handle them. So take the next couple of seconds, maybe. I'll come back to you and I'll tell you when. Take this time for yourself in this little pond, sitting on your rock, and see what wisdom you can gain from the dappled sunlight and the beautiful silty earth right by the pond, the green leaves, and your own peace. Take a moment and see what wisdom you gain as you're here, and as you need, so you shall receive. Now that you've received the wisdom that you most need to know, take a second and thank whatever spirit or idea or thought that has come to you. And thank yourself for taking the time to take care of yourself, because this state of relaxation, this state of beautiful peace of mind is your natural state. And so make the resolution for yourself now that you're going to take just a little bit of that peace of mind and gentle thought and goodwill with you as you stand and as you say goodbye to this little pond. But know that any time you want to return to this little pond, all you have to do is think about it, and you'll be able to get into this space of peaceful, stress-free existence with just a thought. And now, take a moment, stand at the edge of the pond, and say, "See you later." Turn back the way you've come and walk back out towards the woods edge. And as you walk, remember that you have to overcome or get around or get through that fallen tree. Walk over it or around it. And know that just as you did that, so can you overcome any obstacle in your path. And you are full of strength and joy and abundance. And mostly just a sense of peace for being here. And as you do this, as you leave the woodlands, walk along the path that's along the stream. Walk over towards your picnic blanket. And go ahead and sit back down. And notice that the sun has moved. Part of the day has moved on. And yet you still retain that feeling of peacefulness, and that feeling of bounty and abundance, and that feeling of being held and cradled. feeling soft and worry-free, sit back down on your blanket and take a look once again at the beautiful violet-colored purple plum. And when you have that plum firmly in your mind, let it go. And then let the beautiful blueberries draw your attention. See them, see each one, and when you have them firmly in your mind, let them go. And then draw your attention to the grapes, the bunch of grapes that you noticed earlier. And when you have them firmly in your mind, let them go. And then draw your attention to the green lime that would make such beautiful and refreshing tasting water. And when you have it firmly in your mind, let it go. And then turn your attention to the yellow banana. And when you have it firmly in your mind, let it go. And now turn your attention to the gorgeous orange that you know would taste so wonderful and sweet. And when you have it firmly in your mind, let it go. And now look at that ripe red strawberry that would taste so delicious if you were to bite into it. And when you have it firmly in your mind, let it go. And notice, if you will, that right now, that feeling of the sun being warm on your face, of feeling sated, of feeling carefree and worry-free, can stay with you. It can move through you and with you as you move through and with your days and nights. It is here for you at any time. And as you come back to the here and now, remember that this feeling of being joyful and carefree is yours. It is your birthright. And so now, leave your picnic of the imagination and come back to the place where you are. Take a second and wiggle your fingers. Just very gently move them. And now, wiggle your toes. And you might want to scrunch your fingers up and your toes up as you come back to the here and now. And then very gently, that same movement that you were doing of rolling the shoulders, go ahead and roll them up as you inhale, back down to the exhale. And then one more time, roll them up, back, down to the exhale. And one last time, roll up, back, down to the exhale. And when you are ready, feeling peaceful and relaxed and joyful, open your eyes.